What's up, you guys? It's your girl Lex and I'm back here with another video. It is TTC Tuesday and I decided to come in and just give you guys an update as to how my cycle was going. Now, if I'm being completely honest with you all, it's been some pretty weird things going on this cycle, and so I would love to just share with you all what's been going on. So I am currently on cycle day 16. Now, let me start this off by saying, before this cycle, I kind of had in my mind that my cycles are going to be around 28 days. Last cycle, it was only about 26 days, and I kind of just said that was because I was stressing out tons and tons and tons. So I kind of just correlated the shortness of my cycle length with the amount of stress that I was kind of going through at the time. But this cycle has been completely different. I'm on cycle day 16 and I feel like I probably just ovulated maybe yesterday. I have been taking OPK tests and I have been taking my basal body temp, which is another thing that I want to talk about. Basal body temping has been something that has been kind of difficult for me, as I'm not quite sure if I get the concept of it. When I take my temp, I take it at the same time every morning, and I'm pretty diligent with how I track it and pretty persistent with it. Now, with that being said, I'm not sure if I'm reading it the right way. I know that after ovulation that your basal body temp is supposed to increase, and if you ovulate it, it will stay increased for about over the course of 3 to 4 days. So I have been doing that, and what I look at, I try not to look at how it goes up and down, up and down. I'm just looking at how it's progressively going up, and I'm on the lookout for it maintaining that elevated temperature just to ensure that I actually did ovulate. Now, along with the basal body temping, I have been taking OPK test strips as well. Now, this is what kind of threw me off this cycle. I started doing the OPK test around cycle day 11 because last cycle I ovulated earlier, I'm assuming. And so I've basically been I've basically been doing the OPK strips for about a good week now, but I didn't start seeing an increase in my progesterone levels until maybe like 2 days ago is when I started getting really dark test strips, which just kind of threw me off because I'm like, dude, last cycle I ovulated earlier, the cycle before that I ovulated earlier, and my cycle was shorter. But this cycle, it seems like I am back to normal, and where I normally ovulate on maybe day 15, 16, or 17. So that, it was bittersweet because it lets me know that maybe my stress level is coming back down, so my cycle is coming back to its normal range. But it just kind of throws everything off because I started taking Mucenix this cycle to kind of just loosen up that cervical mucus and make sure that I'm giving everything the best chance to get to where it needs to be. Now, with that being said, I feel like I started taking the Mucenix a little bit too early because I thought I was going to ovulate earlier. So I have been taking Mucenix for probably about a week and a half now, when you're only supposed to take it about a couple days before ovulation. But I figured, why not? What could it really hurt? Little did I know, or at least I think, that it kind of dried me out. And I did read about that, about if you don't stay hydrated, if you don't keep fluids in your body, the Mucenix does have the potential to dry you out down there, which I found very peculiar because I drink tons of water, tons of fluids, mainly water, And so I had a lot of days where I didn't have any CM at all. And it was funny because I definitely could tell that everything in here in my nasal area was kind of broken up and that the Mucenix was working. But more days than not, I did not have an increase in cervical mucus. If you don't know, the Mucenix will only break up the cervical mucus that you have there. It does not make you produce more cervical mucus. So yeah, I've been taking that, and a couple days I did notice that I did have increased cervical mucus and it was a bit more watery. I'm not sure as of right now if I am going to continue taking the Mucenix on the next cycle if I don't get my BFP, because that was a little weird to me, because based on what I read, tons of women said that they got that increase in cervical mucus and it was watery and it was just better quality. But I feel like I didn't really have that for majority of the day, so I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do as far as that goes. One thing that makes me feel like I for sure ovulated this cycle is because I have been getting, whenever I ovulate, I feel like I get these little pains like kind of up in my ovaries and my uterus area, and it just aches and it kind of just feels like ovulation. If I had to describe what ovulation feels like. So I'm pretty sure that I did, and one thing that has me very hopeful this cycle is that my husband and I, we baby danced almost every day up until this point. So that has given me a little bit of a confidence boost. And I know that you're not supposed to do it, you know, every day. You're supposed to shoot for every other day. But hey, what can I say? We were having fun, and that's what it is. So fingers are crossed, you guys. I will say I did not really take full advantage of this cycle is eating more healthy like I said I would be doing. And I'm just being honest with you guys. I'm gonna always keep it 100, and I haven't been really sticking to that health plan. And that's something that, you know, I tend to beat myself up about, because I know that a healthier lifestyle equals a healthier me, which gives me an increased chance of getting my rainbow baby. But it is what it is, and I haven't. And, you know, there's always tomorrow, and I'm gonna do my best to just stick to it. And one thing that, you know, I really had to tell myself was, hey, when I got pregnant with my first son, you know, I was eating very healthy. I was working out. I was about 25 pounds lighter. And, you know, I still haven't really quite dropped all of my baby weight from my first birth. It's a work in progress, but, you know, people say it takes about 20 days to make a habit. And so, you know, I went out, I got all my groceries and everything that I needed, and I decided that I just have to be on it. You know, if I want this, there's no excuse, just produce. I have to do it. And not only will that increase my chance of getting my rainbow baby, but it'll just make me healthier overall. Now, one thing that, you know, I do want to mention is the diet or the lifestyle that I was kind of living before I got pregnant with my first son was very high carbs, but good carbs, and a low fat diet, and I was not eating meat. And I followed that regimen for about 4 months, and then my husband and I, we weren't trying for a baby, but I followed that regimen for about 4 months, and as soon as I got off birth control, I got pregnant. And so I know there's a lot of research out there and information out there about how, if you're trying to conceive, if you're trying to increase your fertility, about how you need to invest in a low carb, high protein type diet. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, that just didn't work for me. I found that, you know, I wasn't getting full, I was depriving my body, and I wasn't really benefiting from it. And so I found that with the higher carb diet, I felt more fulfilled, and you know, I just felt like I felt better. And I also noticed that I lost tons of weight. which leads me to another thing that I was doing, which is intermittent fasting. If you're looking to lose weight like that, I really suggest trying out intermittent fasting. But you know, to each his own. You do what's best for you, and I know that that's what's best for me. I'm also going to be avoiding dairy. I'm going to try to avoid dairy as much as possible, not only because it isn't inflammatory, but I am lactose intolerant, so I try to stick to nut milks, and I try to not do cheese when I can, but hey, who doesn't love cheese? So that is where I'm at, you guys. I guess you can say that I am in the beginning of my 2-week wait, so please be on the lookout for that video. Following this video about my symptoms, I'm sorry, no, it will not be 2-week wait symptoms. It will be live pregnancy tests, you guys. Live pregnancy tests. And basically, if I get my BFP, then I will make my 2-week wait symptoms for that. All right, you guys, that's all I have for you. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone is staying positive on this journey, because you guys, it is a journey no matter how long you've been on it. Stay faithful. God sees you. God knows your heart. Please comment down below if you are on a TTC journey, if you are on a TTC rainbow baby journey, and if you just love pregnancy. Comment down below, subscribe to follow me on this journey, and I'll talk to you guys later.